and him a leper. It's more fun. It's more fun to call someone a jerk than it is to pray for him. It's more fun to fill in the blanks with darkness and negativity. It's just more fun. It's more fun to read into the situation and see the worst. It makes a better story. The problem is the story has a happy ending. And the story stars someone who's good and not evil. There's a protagonist that we're supposed to be following. And we're supposed to be doers of good and keepers of the light. Thinking of Star Wars. I hated Star Wars. But every time Darth Vader was around, I loved Star Wars. He was interesting. Okay. The little squeaky and the gay robot, those two, they were pretty funny too. Okay, but everything else was really boring because everybody was so, positive. Well, I'm sorry. We are supposed to be a positive people. We're supposed to positively love people. We're supposed to positively accept people. We're supposed to positively grab these lepers that have been branded leper by someone or something and say, I don't see you as a leper because you're not a leper. Not because I'm pretending you're not a leper, because you're not a leper. I'm in the process of buying a new home, and I found out that my new home has been broken into. The realtor had to call me and tell me, your home's been broken into. And he's talking about it like it's the worst thing that ever happened. And I said, well, how bad is it? He goes, well, it's just, there's a broken deadbolt. And there was some food left out in the kitchen. And I went, what? Some homeless people broke in? Because it's cold? And it's a vacant house right now? And he goes, yeah, it's a horrible, horrible situation. And I said, no, it's really not. No, it's not. Thank God they found a place for the night. And he's like, are you kidding? And I said, it's not my house. I wasn't in there sleeping. They didn't hurt me. They didn't scare me. They didn't threaten my family. I said, I would have done the same thing. David did the same thing. Broke into the temple and stole food that he wasn't allowed to eat. For goodness sakes. Of all the things I've gone through in purchasing this house, that's the only positive story I've heard yet. Was at least someone got some good out of this. That this house is sitting there and I'm fighting with everybody trying to manage a way to buy the thing. At least someone's slept indoors. Maybe they even thank God. Maybe I'm actually showing a certain degree of Christ living in me that I reacted like this to it. Because it didn't bother me at all. It didn't bother me at all. Okay, so I'm not going to invite them to spend the night when I move in, but those lepers. But come on. At some point, do we not notice how we habitually point the finger at everything and everyone without ever just saying, gosh, they're just people. They're just people. It was cold. It's really cold. I have 2 space heaters 3 inches from my face when I'm sleeping. It's cold. And I'm on the West Coast, for goodness sakes. They're just people. And those people we hate, and those people that are different than us, and those people that we don't understand, and those people that pose such a threat, they're all just people. And God loves every single one of them. And he stopped calling them names when Jesus wiped our sin from God's vision. See, God sees us through Jesus, who is sinless. So God doesn't look at our sin anymore. He looks at our potential. Yes, we still have sin. Yes, we still have to work this out. But we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, and not put more fear and trembling on others. And we certainly do not have the right to lock the doors to the churches by making people feel so unwanted and so unwelcome. There is not a single person that has not felt unwanted or unwelcome or uncomfortable in a church environment. It's horrible. It's horrible. Well, Paisley, everybody's insecure. You know what? They are insecure, and what are you going to do about it? Well, what do you mean? Well, we set out coffee. We put out cookies. Gosh. I've been to churches for days, weeks, months, and years, and no one shook my hand or gave me a hug. Unless I grabbed them first. And I've been to churches where every single person in the room tried to get near me and say hi to me and give me a hug or make sure I was comfortable. I've seen every extreme and everything in between. And I just wonder how all these people are like when they're not in church. I wonder what they're like. I wonder what God sees. And if they treat every human being the same, or if they have their list of people they accept and then the rest of the world. I'm afraid for people's souls. I'm afraid that because of the way we look down on people who don't act and live the way we think they should, we are personally preventing them from ever knowing Jesus. That we are personally responsible for them not getting saved and dying and going to hell. And it's on us because of the way we treated them. And you're going to say, well, every human being has free will. Absolutely. But Jesus said, woe to you who become a stumbling block to any of these people. Woe to you. Because we're all his children. And he used the children as an example, but he didn't just mean the kids. He meant everybody. All these babies running around lost and confused without any guidance, without any love. Moving in this direction, living this life, living this way. Whatever, who cares? It's none of our business. It's none of our business what other people do. Well, sin can infect the church. That's right. You need to leave. And I'll follow you. Because if you have to be perfect to go to church, I don't belong. And right about now, belonging isn't looking all that attractive. Because I want to be where the other people are. Because I want to tell them that God loves them. That he sent Jesus on their behalf. And that they are just fine for accepting Christ. That they don't have to jump through any hoops to receive their eternal salvation. And whether we like it or not, they don't have to jump through any hoops to maintain their eternal